My name is Olivia Carter. And my parents banned me from my own sister's wedding 3 days before the ceremony. Not because I caused drama. Not because I ruined anything. But because my sister Emma told them I was jealous of her perfect life. Flushed heartbreak. So my parents chose her side immediately. Dad called me personally and said, "Don't come to the wedding, Olivia. You'll only upset your sister." I remember sitting alone in my apartment staring at my bridesmaid dress hanging beside the wall while trying not to cry. I helped plan that wedding. Paid for half the decorations. Designed the invitations. And still, I became the family villain overnight. But on the wedding day, I sent Emma one final gift box. A simple white envelope inside. The moment she opened it in front of everyone, she screamed so loudly the entire ballroom went silent. And suddenly, the family that humiliated me publicly realized they had blamed the wrong daughter all along. My name is Olivia Carter. I grew up in Nashville, Tennessee with my parents and my younger sister Emma. From childhood, Emma always got attention naturally. She was beautiful, outgoing, charming. People loved being around her. Meanwhile I was quieter, responsible, more practical, which usually meant one thing in my family. I became the invisible daughter. Emma got emotional support. I got expectations. If Emma forgot responsibilities, people laughed. If I made mistakes, people criticized. Still, despite everything, I truly loved my sister growing up. When Emma cried after heartbreaks, I comforted her. When she struggled financially in college, I helped pay bills secretly. And when she got engaged to Jason Miller at 26, I genuinely felt happy for her. At least at first. Jason seemed perfect publicly. Successful architect, polite smile, expensive suits. My parents adored him immediately. Especially Dad. He constantly bragged, "Emma finally found a real man." That phrase always irritated me slightly. Because my own relationships were constantly compared unfairly. Still, I tried supporting everything. I helped Emma choose venues. Flowers. Music. I spent months planning details while balancing my own demanding marketing job. Meanwhile Emma slowly became more difficult emotionally. Bridesmaid drama, money fights, constant stress. But I excused it because weddings overwhelm people. Then strange things started happening. Late-night phone calls Emma hid from Jason. Secret arguments. Panic attacks. One evening while helping organize invitations, Emma suddenly grabbed my arm tightly and whispered, "If Jason asks, I was with you last Thursday." My stomach tightened instantly. What? She looked terrified. "Please just say it." That moment changed everything. Because deep down, I already knew Emma was cheating. At first I refused believing it fully. But over the next few weeks evidence became impossible to ignore. Hidden messages, hotel receipts, strange disappearances. And worst of all, Jason genuinely loved her. The guilt started destroying me emotionally. Every family dinner felt fake. Every wedding conversation felt poisonous. Eventually I confronted Emma privately. I still remember her expression perfectly. Not guilty. Annoyed. "Mind your own business, Olivia." I stared at her stunned. "You're about to marry him." Emma rolled her eyes dramatically. "You've always secretly hated seeing me happy." That accusation hurt more than I expected. Because I sacrificed so much helping her. Then she leaned closer coldly. "If you tell Jason anything, I'll destroy you with this family." I should have spoken anyway. I know that now. But family manipulation is powerful. Especially when you spend your whole life being blamed for conflict. So I stayed silent initially. And honestly, that silence haunted me. Immediately. Then 3 days before the wedding, everything exploded. Apparently Emma panicked Jason might discover the affair somehow. So instead of admitting truth, she created a lie first. Classic manipulation. That evening my parents suddenly arrived at my apartment furious. Dad didn't even sit down. "How dare you try ruining your sister's wedding?" I looked completely confused. Mom crossed her arms disappointed. "Emma told us you've been spreading jealous rumors about her relationship." My chest dropped instantly. Because suddenly I understood exactly what Emma was doing. She was protecting herself by turning me into the villain first. I tried explaining desperately. But nobody listened. Not even for 1 second. Dad pointed at me angrily. "Your sister said you've always resented her." I actually laughed in disbelief. Not because it was funny. Because watching people believe lies so easily becomes surreal after a while. Then Dad delivered the final blow. "Don't come to the wedding." Silence filled my apartment. Mom looked away, avoiding eye contact. I whispered, "You're serious?" Dad answered immediately, "We will not allow you to ruin Emma's day." Something inside me cracked permanently hearing those words. Because once again, my family chose the louder daughter over the truthful one. After they left, I cried for hours. Not because I missed the wedding. Because betrayal from strangers hurts differently than betrayal from family. I kept thinking about Jason. Completely unaware his marriage was built on lies. Then the night before the wedding, something unexpected happened. Jason called me. Apparently Emma told him I was emotionally unstable and jealous. But instead of sounding angry, he sounded confused. Olivia, did I do something wrong? That question broke my heart instantly. Because he genuinely trusted us. Trusted her. I almost told him everything right then. But fear stopped me again. Fear of destroying the family permanently. Fear nobody would believe me. So instead I simply whispered, "You deserve honesty, Jason." Then I hung up crying. The next morning I stayed home while my entire family attended the wedding without me. I tried distracting myself with movies. Nothing worked. Around noon I looked at the wrapped gift sitting beside my couch. And suddenly, I couldn't stay silent anymore. Because if I allowed this wedding to happen knowing the truth, I'd become part of the betrayal too. So I made a decision. Inside the white gift box, I placed an envelope. Inside the envelope, printed screenshots, hotel confirmations, text messages, photos, everything. Proof of Emma's affair with another man for over 8 months. At the bottom I wrote one handwritten sentence. Jason deserved the truth before vows. Then I hired a courier to deliver the gift directly during the reception. And honestly, part of me felt sick afterward. Not victorious, heartbroken, because no matter what happened next, my family would never be the same again. Around 6 p.m. my phone started exploding with calls. Mom, Dad, relatives, over and over. I ignored everything initially. Then finally my cousin Lily texted, "Oh my God, what did you send Emma?" My stomach dropped. A few seconds later another message arrived. She opened it in front of everyone. Apparently during gift opening photos at the reception, Emma excitedly opened my white envelope publicly assuming it contained money or a sentimental letter. Instead, the screenshots fell directly onto her lap. At first she looked confused. Then pale. Then suddenly she screamed. Not cried. Screamed. The ballroom reportedly became completely silent. Jason grabbed the papers confused. Then everything collapsed instantly. Guests whispering, Emma sobbing, Dad yelling, and Jason, he walked out before the first dance even started. Wedding over. Marriage destroyed before it officially began. Hours later Dad arrived at my apartment furious beyond words. He pounded on my door screaming my name. When I opened it, his face looked red with rage. How could you humiliate this family? I stared at him calmly. For the first time in my life, I wasn't afraid anymore. She humiliated herself. Dad kept shouting, but then unexpectedly, Mom interrupted quietly behind him. Was it true? Silence. Heavy silence. I answered honestly, yes. Dad looked toward Mom shocked. Apparently even he never fully asked whether Emma's accusations made sense. He simply defended her automatically. Then Mom whispered something heartbreaking. Olivia tried warning us. That sentence changed everything, because suddenly Dad realized the truth too late. Emma lied, manipulated everyone, destroyed her own wedding, and I became the scapegoat protecting her secrets. Over the next several weeks, chaos consumed our family. Emma blamed me publicly online. Relatives argued constantly. Jason disappeared completely, but eventually truth settled where emotions couldn't. People realized I never lied. And deep down, even Emma knew it. 3 months later she showed up unexpectedly at my apartment crying. Not angry anymore. Broken. Apparently the affair partner abandoned her too. She sat silently at my kitchen table before whispering, "I ruined everything." I looked at my little sister carefully. For the first time, she looked human instead of defended. Then quietly I answered, "No, Emma, your lies did." She cried for nearly an hour afterward. And honestly, part of me cried internally too. Because despite everything, she was still my sister. Today I'm 31 years old. My relationship with my parents improved slowly after they admitted they treated me unfairly for years. Dad especially apologized for banning me from the wedding without hearing my side. Emma and I were rebuilding carefully, one painful conversation at a time. But that wedding taught me something life-changing. Families often silence the truthful person because truth threatens comfort. And sometimes doing the right thing means becoming the villain temporarily in other people's stories. But lies eventually collapse. Always. No matter how beautiful the wedding decorations look around them. Protecting someone's lies in the name of family peace only creates deeper destruction later. Truth may hurt temporarily, But deception destroys lives permanently. And families should never punish the person brave enough to be honest. Sometimes the most painful thing you can do is tell the truth. But sometimes, it's also the kindest thing. If this story touched your heart, thumbs up, like this video. Bell subscribe for more emotional stories. Speech balloon comment below. Would you expose your sibling before their wedding if you discovered betrayal? Flushed heartbreak.